Hey, yo, what is going on, guys? Got a brand new video, guys, today. We're going to be talking about Weapon H. I did a lot of testing with Weapon H, so you may not have to. Playing him in Classic Discard and in Black Knight Discard. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Weapon H. You might think you have to discard Weapon H multiple times to get value, but I'm here to tell you, you don't. Just discarding it one time can give you immense value throughout the course of your game. But these are the 4 decks that I was playing here on screen. Of course, I did have the most success with the MoonGirl Classic Discard, then followed up by the Black Knights. More into that classic Black Knight discount deck I've been running for a few seasons now. We did also pretty good with just a full card generation Black Knight discard, and then with Classic Discard, regular with Dracula, we ran into a couple issues. The main issues, of course, there were the negative cube rate is due to a 50-50 I lost to Werewolf by Night, as well as a 1 in 33. You read 1 in 33? Yes. A Valentina generated Infinite landing on an Isan lane. Lost me 8 cubes. So that was just 2 very just rough situations there, which is why we have a negative cube rate, but a positive win rate. But anywho, I had a lot of fun with this card. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know, Weapon H is the brand new Series 5 card that released yesterday. That is a 7 cost, 14 power with the ability, when this is discarded, add back to your hand with -2 cost. It says put, but it's pretty much add back to your hand with -2 cost. And yeah. Discard it 1 time, 514. 2 times, 314. 3 times, 114. And then if you discard it 4 or more times, it goes to a 0 cost. Of course, if you continually discard it, it stays in your hand. Kind of think of like the way swarms work. It does not get a negative cost. It'll stay a permanent 0 cost for you. Permanent, of course, I say without Mobius on the board. But yeah, this card is very strong. It is very big, it is very dumb, and it is very strong. The very first deck we're going to be talking about today is going to be BLH, which is the newest rendition of the discounts from Burger King, meaning Black Knight discounts deck. We are running Sarah, as well as card generation, whether that is Valentina, whether that is Iron Patriot, and then, of course, the Ebony Blades are generated cards, which can be discounted by Quinjet. All 3 of those are discounts for Quinjet and work well with Sarah. You, of course, have Luna Snow and Sif as your main cards to play onto your Iron Patriot lane in order to have better value to potentially win that lane, as well as doing Luna into Sarah, so you can have Sarah out on turn 4, which allows you, if you don't have necessarily the Black Knight discards, going into something like a turn 5 and turn 6, being able to do like a Sif Ghost Rider on your turn 5. You can also on turn 6 do a Sif Ghost Rider. Of course, I like it for another option you can have here with a Luna down on the board and then a Sarah. You can go into a Black Knight and a discard card on your turn 5. So then on turn 6, you could play the Ebony Blade and Ghost Rider, or you could play the Ebony Blade and one of the discounted cards. I've had some iterations actually where I'm not discarding Weapon H until turn 5, but since I have Sarah and I have Luna, I'm able to play Weapon H and the Ebony Blade that you got from discarding Weapon H as well in order to get value, and this list just felt really well. Like, it really felt really well. It played really well. You just have a bunch of different options here for a variety of different lines, so your opponent may be like, okay, they're going to Ghost Rider here, they're going to be able to do something there, like play the Ebony Blade there, and you can kind of change things up here, especially having like a random 6 cost and a random card generated from Iron Patriot are some of those like surprise cards for you that can really throw your opponents off, so they don't really know what you're going to be able to throw down. And I think that's what I like about, Black Knight in general, which, is a combo deck, right? So in general, keeping that in mind, like not being super one-dimensional and your opponent's always knowing what's going to happen, of course, works really well. Moving on to our next list over here, of course, this was our worst performing list of the night. Like I said, we lost a 50-50 to Werewolf by Night, and we lost an 8-cuber to a 1 out of 33. Kind of just feels bad there. But this was, honestly, it performed well win rate rise. It was just having to kind of make sure you play into that Dracula Apocalypse lane. And then, like, of course, Khonshu gives you value from being able to revive your cards back. And, you have Scorn, you have Blade. Blade is a targeted discard. Scorn is a card that can continually proc and to be discarded multiple times in order to give your other cards extra value on the board. If you get to continue that kind of snowball there. I know Dracula can scale really well, and having a lot of targets for Dracula is really good, but I feel like having just other opportunities to just play power across the board, I like a lot, and not having to worry about having a card in your hand at the end of the game for Dracula I think also felt beneficial, because then it's not like, well, I didn't draw Apocalypse this game, and I've already played Khonshu out. All I have is Weapon H in my hand, but I discounted Weapon H. So I actually want to play out Weapon H, and I think that's kind of like where my mind went there. I do think this is a good list, and I do think, the games we lost, we would have a great cube rate, actually, if we didn't lose a 50-50 in a 1 out of 33. And I think so our cubes would be even higher, on the entire night itself. But this, I like that it's Classic Discard and that Weapon H can work in Classic Discard. I just wanted a bit of just like fresh air, I guess you could say, which is why, I did another version without the Dracula and without the Apocalypse, and kind of, seeing how that would work, which was very fun. But this is nonetheless still a great deck. It's just we didn't have as much success with Weapon H in this deck, even though we had something like a Corvus, which does, it does give you extra energy to be able to play out Weapon H on final turn. If you don't get him discarded, that's totally true. But like, if that's your main gameplay, that's kind of just like, it feels bad. Like, you feel like you've really missed a lot of your tempo you've had with this kind of discard list. And you're kind of are just not going to be able to play as aggressive as you may like, which I like playing aggressive with discard, because you have a way to be able just to snowball so quickly, and you can hit some of their high-value targets potentially with Gambit earlier on. It just feels like we were felt a little limited in this one opposed to the next one. The next list we have over here is really just some pure card generation for your Black Knight, but we've swapped out Infinite for Isan, which, doing testing with this list, we didn't have as high as a cube rate or a win rate as the other Black Knight list, but this kind of put in perspective, do we need actually Ghost Rider in this style Black Knight? Or is this something I could probably transition Ghost Rider into another card, whether that's a tech piece or another just beneficial combo piece in this itself, which is something that would be good to note, I think, in general, is do you have to have Ghost Rider in all of Black Knight? I think in most Black Knights, in like the Hella decks, you are running Ghost Rider, but this really posed that question. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe Weapon H really opens the door for you to be able to do other things besides having to do the Black Knight discard, bring back a card with your Ghost Rider. Maybe that's something that can be just completely different. So like, that was really cool just to kind of like think about while we were doing testing, and I talked with Roram about that as well. But it's very similar in the way you play this out, like you would your other typical Black Knight. Like the one we talked about earlier with the Luna on your Iron Patriot, or Lady Sif on Iron Patriot, and then you have Sarah, like just having the value there to use your discounted cards for even more of a discount, whether it's with Quinjet, whether it's with Sarah. But this time, you do have Isan, which Isan, of course, brings down created cards onto the board, which counts the Ebony Blade, counts the Iron Patriot, counts the Valentina, counts the Redshift. Those are all created cards, 4 different types of created cards there that can give you some Isan value. And of course, we still have Weapon H in this deck as one of those main discard targets, because also it makes it so if there's Weapon H and Isan in your hand, you're going to be discounting Weapon H more often than not than your Isan, because you kind of want to keep your Isan in your hand to be able to have value for those created cards, which I think is really cool. I think in this kind of concept here, using Isan for that, for all the created cards, which also can throw your opponent off because they don't know what Isan's going to be bringing down in a lot of these circumstances, and you might be able to steal cubes that way. And then lastly, we do have the MoonGirl discard deck, which I did actually like this a lot. A lot of this. This felt really fun. I got the MoonGirl combo off a few times, and being able to have multiple Weapon H's that have been discounted, throwing down on the board. I'm thinking kind of, you're floating for like a She-Hulk, sometimes in some of these instances, right, to throw down a 10 power card, but now I gotta throw down a 14 power card, using that as kind of a surprise factor. And also, if you're buffing Scorn off a lot, you can also have Scorn as another one of those cards to be able to duplicate and throw down, so you have a lot of different cheap big cards you're throwing down, or even multiple Morbiuses and stuff. Like, it just felt like this really worked really well. We had some really great opponents in general too, and good RNG, so we were very aggressive with our snaps, which is why we were able to get a 90% win rate and plus 17 cubes with this list. It just felt really solid. Maybe it's not super strong, but if you know how to be aggressive with your snaps and you can play this out in such a way to continue to get that discard tempo, whether it's also with Corvus, having Zombie Power Man do a bunch of things, Khonshu Weapon H value, like there's so many different ways to actually just have success with this list. And I think MoonGirl is a surprise factor you're seeing more in that Dawkins style discard, or you're seeing in Victoria Hand and stuff right now. But using it actually in this discard shell to be able to have multiple Weapon H's is really cool. Which shout out, of course, to Samil and for Robo for coming up kind of with that kind of concept. And then I put pen to paper and it performed incredible for us, which you guys will see gameplay there. But yeah, we're going to jump right into some gameplay. If you guys stuck through all of this kind of card breakdown kind of shenanigans here, let me know down below if you guys need any substitutions, and I will answer comments about substitutions. And we're going to jump into gameplay. We're going to start off, of course, with the Black Knight discount deck, and then we're going to go into Classic discard. Then we'll go back into Black Knight, and then we will finish with this. Probably going to try and have like 2-ish games for each deck, I think, in this video. So it might be a bit of a longer video. But it's going to be showing you line by line how to play these lists out. And Weapon H, very solid card. If you guys love discard, if you love discard, you should get discard, right? Discard, get it. But if you guys do really enjoy discard and you guys enjoy Black Knight, I do think it's a great card for Black Knight. You may have heard otherwise that it's not good for Black Knight, but the stats. I got the stats to prove it, right? It does work really well with Black Knight, and is a good home for some of this classic discard stuff. So yeah, I really enjoy it. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys now at the end of the video. Let's see. Valentina, Iron Patriot, and Sif. Okay, this is a pretty good start. Yes, stupid Arishem players. You got that right. You got that right. I'm actually going to do this. They did danger. That's fine. That's fine. I get Cannonball. That's actually a really good pull for us. Krakoa. Ooh. Okay. So this is a bit of a juicer here. The thing is, I like this a lot. This gives me Cannonball. My Weapon H goes over. So there is a weird world where I just try and get Weapon H on Krakoa, but I think I don't just fully commit to that. I think I just do this. Big Corvus, which hits Khonshu. And hits Zombie Power Man. Okay. I do get some Cannonball value, which is nice. We do hit Zombie Weapon H. Or not Zombie Weapon H, just Weapon H. That's not too shabby. We both have a card that's going to have 5 power coming back. And my Cannonball costs 2. I get Infinite. Well, that makes things a little bit complicated. But this gives me better value if I do draw something like a Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, or I know we're not getting Black Knight value, but that's okay. They have Weapon H as well. They do also have extra energy. Okay. And Morbius is what got hit by Krakoa. They know my Infinite got hit by Krakoa. I do have She-Hulk. And I do get Ghost Rider. Ooh. Okay, so we actually played that decently well. My She-Hulk will cost 2. The thing that I could do here is I could play out Weapon H on one lane, Cannonball another lane, and then have Ghost Rider. So that's one of our cool things we can do here. There's another world where I go Ghost Rider, She-Hulk cost 2. But I think I need to play Weapon H on a lane they're not playing Weapon H is kind of my goal here. They play Weapon H middle. Okay, that's not what we want. They do hit Khonshu. Khonshu can hit Zombie Power Man. So this moves Weapon H somewhere. They always Khonshu here. With them Khonshuing the right lane, if Zombie Power Man comes middle, we beat Zombie Power Man. That's 14. This goes left. They add another 15. That goes to 21. If Zombie Power Man goes there, there's also another world where Khonshu right. I have to play Cannonball middle. I genuinely have to play Cannonball middle. Can I outpower them left, though? I think I'm relying on Zombie Power Man to go middle from Khonshu and playing off of that. I am adding a 25 powered Infinite. So this play right here is about to be 32 power. This moving over moves them to 21. And then if they play Zombie Power Man as well, we can beat Zombie Power Man too. So I think this actually is canonically the right play here. Oh, they caught you left! Okay, now I think we might be... Are we cooked? I think we are cooked now. Actually, no, actually, we win! We win breakers! Yep, cool. I forgot Conchu had been discarded twice, not just one time. But, victory, baby. That'll work. We won with actually either line. Either if they had played Conchu here and Zombie Power Man went there, we actually won both ways, so that's actually awesome. Iron Patriot into Luna Snow into Sarah is pretty good. Pretty good. Nightcrawler. Okay, into Savage Lands. We do get the Sif. Okay. What all can we do here? Bro, I don't know. I voted for the Jean. I have heavy Jean Grey bias. That's why I voted for Jean. Bro, this Pandart Sandman's crazy. Rocket Pad. All right, so this is about to get hit by a Polaris, right? Polaris is about to yoink me. About to get yoinked. Yoink. Polaris goes Burr here. I do get Sarah. Sarah's nice. And we should probably win this location. It depends. Also, Mobius would be a little rough for us here. Mobius would be a little rough, but I don't hate what we're starting with here. Oh! Oh! All right. Now that's a thing. Okay. I don't hate that for us. I don't hate that for us. The cool thing here is that I can set up for Sif things here. Big Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's fine. That is fine. I'm going to go... Ooh, this is interesting. I could do... Black Knight, Sif. This is just so predictable, right? But I think we still do Black Knight Sif. If I do Black Knight Sif, I keep that open. I'm probably going to end up getting clogged there. No, I think I do this either way, though. And we have some cool options here. There's the Stegron. We know we're getting clogged right. Batroc moves right. They Craven. I have Black Knight into Sif. If I go Blade, Sandman, Shadow King. If they play, let's say they play like a Magneto. Magneto's 21. I lose to Magneto. They can't arrow me here. They could Polaris me here, Polaris me there. It's a 50-50 for them, though. I think it's this. Why not Ghost Rider? Because I feel like I'm going to get some move tech on me with Ghost Rider, is my thought process. And I think this is just way too much power here to kind of go crazy. Let me order this in such a way, though, that in case... I mean, they can't jug me here. But in case something weird happens, I think it's this. I think that's the order. Yep. 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 Cool. That will work. I just didn't want any weird move things to happen to mess me up, so we played it that way, which worked out also really well for us. Why not Ghost Rider, though? Because if they had done Polaris middle instead, I don't get the Ghost Rider value here. If they had Polaris middle, or if they had Polaris here, I had to guess a 50-50 myself on where the Polaris was going to play around that for Ghost Rider. So, like, if they had swapped this, right? If they Polaris middle instead, they move either a Raptor, Ice Cube, Black Knight, or Iron Patriot middle, which I guess with Ghost Rider, that gets hit by Scream, so that loses power, and then I don't get the Ghost Rider here. And then I just was playing around that, and I played Shadow King first, just in case. I know Juggernaut could not happen here, but just in case some weird thing happened, so that my Blade wouldn't get Shadow Kinged, was the thought process there as well. But, oh, so how you doing, Joe? Welcome in. All right, so we do have Weapon H. We do have Quinjet. What is Bort playing today? Mindstone Thanos. Do we think it's Thanos Destroy, or is this also Tech Thanos? Either or. Okay. Iron Patriot right. We have both of our big cards in hand. Destroyer. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna do something a little crazy. A little crazy. Because we have Destroyer on Krakoa. Can I snap into Destroyer Black Knight? Yes, I think I can. I think I can. Hello. Just a wee Black Knight here. Oh, this is great. Very, very, very fun here. Very, very, very fun. They Thanos. So the question is going to be here now. Where do they play their Thanos buffed card? I'm thinking if they play it middle, that beats that. I'm going up. I'm going to 27 left. They need to play at least 1 or 2 cards. I think I play left. I think it's this. And we pray no Goliath? That'll work. That will work. No Goliath. Sweet. Sweet! Those... So... The draws we got, you guys are 100% right. The draws we have, they win with... If they went Electro Chamber left, I think they win, right? It was Electro Chamber, and then this was Time Stone. Because they are running Enchantress. That's one of the biggest downsides there. Oh yeah, I guess I guess the original play does win with the weapon H and then Scorn. That is true. It's true. It would have been just like a 50-50 for something. Daily Bugle, Proxima, what? And this isn't Erisham? Morb on Agony. Okay. I'm going to snap into Gambit hitting Morbius, by the way. Hitting one of their main win cons, I think, is pretty good. Pretty good. I know Dracula is going to get eaten here. But we're going to play aggressive and hit Morb. And they don't have a way necessarily to revive it either. Aha! No, fricka, no. And then I will go Morb. And then Proxima ends up left. Quinjet Colonel. Okay. I will go Proxima. Yeah. Do the Gamora eyebrow because of Colonel America. Nah. That would be funny though. Would be funny. What do we got here? MoonGirl on Quinjet. Gotcha. Into Supergiant. Oh my gosh. I reveal first. They have 2 Proximas. They do have 2 Proximas. Their Morb is dead. The question is, do I play Weapon H actually left? Weapon H could either turn into Weapon H, Dormammu, Scar, Zombie Galacti or Erishim. So I have a 60% chance to get a good roll here. But I lose just a discard with Proxima going there. So I think I actually throw that lane. Think we actually... yeah, at least a little better. But yeah, there's Proxima. And there's Swarm. So did they play out a Proxima? They must have played out a Proxima there, right? Into Victoria hand. Victoria hand. That is strong, but we had the strong play. Okay. We played around that actually very well. Because we needed Weapon H in that lane. By hand to Victoria hand, B-Dog. To the Vicmeister. I know. It was a bad move. It was a bad move for me. You know what's going to be a good move, though, B-Dog? It's going to be great. You know what's going to be awesome? Rivals on Friday with Rogue. The Rogue. What do we got? Morb. Milk was a bad choice. Uh-oh. Why are you bringing Milk to a discard party, Callie? Why are you doing that? Really good stuff here for us, too. Bro, yeah. So I am so pumped for it as well. They Corvus. They hit Dracula. And they hit Colonel America. Oh, are we playing a mirror over here? We have a mirror match. Wow, our hand actually is kind of crazy here. I won't lie. This is pretty good. They have Zombie Power Man into Sif, but they're playing a little bit different. A little bit different. But we always hit Morb. Come on, we hit Morb every time. Every time. Ooh, that's not a horrible hit, though. That's not a horrible hit for us. We get Morb. Our discarded cards are Dracula and MODOK. I think I go Conchu. If I get my Morbius discarded, it's a little rough, but I like this. We go over here. Bro, the Ultron buff is great. Oh. Oh, they get Conchu. Well, I get Dracula. Haha, I get the Dracula. But APOC is coming down. The Colonel. The question is, what are we playing here? I literally could just give. Like, I could do that. Because what have they discarded? Dracula and Colonel, so they have to go for a 50-50. I think I'm cool with them going for a 50-50 here. Conchu hits Colonel. Sweet. We hit the... We actually got the we won the 50-50. Which is really good for us there. Really good. Oh, and we hit the high roll again. Wow. Sweet. That'll work. Yeah, I think they thought his damage output was too low. Bro, did you also see the buff to Luna, though, Parrot? All right. What's going on? We get Vormir. Oh, we could go Iron Patriot left into Sif left. Ah, Black Knight Enjoyer. Yes. Holy smokes. Chamber Black Knight? Oh, is this Hella? Oh, Gambit hits Blink. into Red Skull. We get Ultron? Oh my gosh, now that makes this dangerous. That makes this dangerous. They could set up Legion Vormir. They have 2 5-cost or higher. That's fair. Makes sense. All right. I go... If I go Black Knight Eson... There's the Blade Infinite into Ghost Rider. Fair enough, fair enough. In case they Legion left, it's this. In case they Legion left. They could also Odin. Odin here. But this is playing around Legion left. Hey, Hela. Cool. Cool. That works. We're still not working. Tracker just not working for us, guys. I do apologize. I do apologize. We have Valentina Luna. Let me see. Because of I think it's because like a patch is on the way or something. Hood, I'll go. I know, big sad. Big sad. Well, that's not great. In this situation, I go for the draw. Go for the draw, and then I hope that this is something different. Shoot. Where does Agatha play herself? Middle and Black Knight left. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. We don't get the draw here. If Black Knight survives, we're in a good spot too. Because I'll go Sarah Blade here probably. Or Sarah... Yeah, probably Sarah Blade. Sentry. Polymorph the shield into Misty. We snap this because we're about to get a Weapon H, Ebony Shard, or Shard Weapon H is pretty cool. Shard Weapon H is cool. And we're also blocking that right lane from an Annie polymorph kind of situation. This is really a really good play for us here. Because I can play the Shard and I can play Weapon H. Or, yeah, I can play the Shard and I can play Weapon H. They Omniversal into Annie. I think this is like our safest play. We also have... Oh, we don't even have Prio. Oh yeah, well, that's not having Prio either. This is even better. Much better. Ultimate Annie, by the way, though. Ultimate Annie is nice. Ultimate Annie is very nice. I'm glad we snapped into this play because I think it's a very strong play here. Very strong play. Yeah. And we're hiding our screen because I've been keeping getting sniped recently. But us not having Prio, we have Weapon H and the Ebony Blade we can play on good old turn 6 with Luna Snow. And that's with one discard. One singular discard. Hulkarine has been amazing F1. Actually, like, fantastic card for us. Like, genuinely really good. Genuinely. Iron Patriot. We get MoonGirl. Luna. I'm going to go Sif Blade. Actually, hold on. Sif Blade. Okay. It's a Blade. Little do they know. Little do they know. I either get Sif for Colonel. Seems pretty good. Pretty strong situation we got ourselves in here. They go blob. Chamber. Colonel. We have another weapon H. This seems pretty good. They probably Enchantress me here. But is Enchantressing enough power? War Machine, Electro got hit. They have what? This was... They still have their 1-cost card. And something else. So I think this is pretty good for us. We hit Scorn as well. So if they do Enchantress me, I lose a lot of power left. Unless I hit like Chamber or Hydra Man would be kind of the hit here, I think. That's not a bad hit. Thank for steps into Valentina. That's not enough. That is not going to be enough. But Thang could hit Colonel. Oh, it doesn't hit Colonel either. Oh, man. But that's cool. That is cool. The MoonGirl into double weapon H. So unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Go Blade. Blink Valentina. That's the other thing too. If they don't have... Yeah, I mean, there's so many what ifs, right? So many what ifs. What we got? Brucey. The Bruce, my holy smokes. Yeah, they're okay. They're freaking everywhere. Oh my goodness. So I can do that. I mean, the 3-cost weapon H seems pretty good. But do I want to get rid of Colonel America? I guess Colonel America also could come back with a little something else. Do I contest the Bruce lane? I don't really want to give them extra energy. Weapon H getting hit twice, though, is pretty nice. Pretty nice, I would say. Holy mother. Holy. It was fun when I was playing Black Knight, though. I wasn't seeing, like, any mirrors with Black Knight. No, actually, no. I think I saw one mirror on the Black Knight deck. But now everyone's back on the classic discard thing. Jocasta. Magic. Oh, we're doing this version. This version. Adam. And the ham. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm just playing off the Bruce lane. I'm just playing off Bruce lane. Bruce can do his thing. And then Spider Ham. Spider Ham, you can pick your poison here. You can pick your poison. You want to hit Scorn? That's kind of not nice. If you want to hit Weapon H, though. You want to hit Weapon H. We got Marvel Boy. Okay, we hit Scorn. They're not getting the draws. I get Zombie. Wait, so this hit. That's where this does get a little interesting. They don't necessarily have a huge card they could play here. They could play Thing for Steps. Things for Step would be the big card they play there. If I float, they go Bob. Okay, they're not drawing extra cards. They have one card in hand now. If I get MoonGirl, I snap, by the way. Cool. That'll work. That'll work. Woo! Oh, and they... Yeah, that was it. I'll show you the other deck cam. I'll show you. That's not what this is. This is something different. This is different. This is different. Actually, I don't need the scorns there. I literally just play everything there, and I do this. Is this enough power? You think I'm supposed to all in left? Maybe I was supposed to all in left. But they don't have invisible women. They don't have invisible women, so we're okay. But I guess in that sense, yes, we probably were supposed to all in left because they only have Hulk there for Havoc things. That's probably true. I think you're probably in right. You're probably definitely right there. What did I even destroy? That saved me. Oh, no, I didn't even destroy card middle. I destroyed Adam. Do they win tiebreaker if I had hit something else? You know? We might call that the stats for just this card itself. And then I might just do some more Black Knight testing. Okay, so the downside here, right? So if I turn one Conchu, right? We turn one Conchu. If Corvus hits it and then Gambit hits, I lose Conchu. So I kind of want to save Blade here. Iron Patriot. We are facing Erishim, so I kind of want to make sure I have some of this power. Of course, Erishim is going to also go crazy, which is another reason we're doing this. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is priority number one. It is priority number one. Okay, so Corvus, they don't have anything to play, really. And then, of course, we hit Khonshu. And then we hit Gambit. Okay, so we're now on par with Erishim at the moment. On par energy-wise, they don't have that advantage over us. We draw another Scorn. Okay, if I can get MODOK now, this can get pretty fun. This can get pretty fun. Ares. Oh, that means that big boy's coming up. Means big guy's coming up here soon. I think I can snap now. I know it's Erishim, and I don't know what they're running necessarily, but I like having some zombie Power Man things just for some of this extra stuff here. They blob. Oh, well, Marilyn, Rock and Groot, Erishim. If I go, it's turn 5. I have discarded Gambits. I could go Scorn Khonshu, and then Gambit always goes middle. Yes, Black Knight does create a 14 power blade. What the heck? And we hit Scorn, which is awesome. This is unreal. This is unreal. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. Yes, because it looks at the card that's discarded, and whenever the card's power is, when it returns to your hand, that is the power of the Ebony Blade. Wow. Can't make this up. You can't make this up. Gambit knew the assignments and owned the assignment. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys did stick around to the very end, let me know down below. Did you guys spend your resources on Weapon H? Or are you guys waiting to get Maverick next week? Or any of the other cards that we have coming out later this season? Or if you're just waiting for the Dragon season? Interested to find out what you guys are really, hoping for. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Turn on the notification bell if you want to be, notified when I post a video. Still trying to do some of these daily uploads. But yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thank you for all the love and support. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.